Lena Carter's world was built on double shifts and medical textbooks. At 22, she juggled serving tables at Ray's Diner with her pre-nursing courses, scraping by on tips that barely covered rent. Her dreams were crystal clear: graduate debt-free, heal people, and escape the cycle of financial desperation. But one winter night, she discovered something that would derail everything she thought she knew about right and wrong. If you love intense AMBW romance stories where integrity meets danger, hit that subscribe button right now and join the KSoulStories family. We bring you the most compelling love stories that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. And hey, thank you for being here. Seriously, your support means everything. Now don't forget to subscribe because trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. The wallet she found wasn't ordinary. Burgundy leather, heavy with meaning and money. Inside sat nearly $5,000 in pristine bills and an ID belonging to Kim Hyeon-woo, a man whose cold eyes had watched her from booth 12 just minutes earlier. A man who radiated danger like heat off asphalt. Lena could have kept it. That money would have paid tuition for an entire year, bought her freedom from the graveyard shifts and ramen dinner routine. Her grandmother's voice echoed in her mind, though. Peace don't come from stolen blessings, baby girl. You want to sleep sound, you earn your own way. She picked up the phone. The number on his minimalist business card connected on the first ring. A harsh voice demanded identification. Then his voice came through, smooth and commanding with that Korean accent that made every word sound like an imperial decree. You could have kept it, Miss Carter. The contents would have solved your immediate problems. I know your situation. It's not mine to keep, she replied, steady despite her racing heart. Doesn't matter what I need. It's yours, and I'm calling to return it. Stay exactly where you are. Do not let that wallet leave your sight. A car will arrive in 15 minutes. And Miss Carter, you did not open this wallet. Confirm. She lied. Said it remained sealed. The line went dead with a click that felt like a judge's gavel. 15 minutes later, a massive black SUV pulled up, and a man built like a vault stepped into the fluorescent diner light. He assessed her with eyes trained to detect deception, picked up the wallet without opening it, and placed an envelope on the counter. Mr. Kim appreciates your integrity. This is his gratitude. I don't want payment. I just did what anyone should do. The directive is non-negotiable. Accept the exchange. It completes the transaction. Inside the envelope, $5,000. And a note on expensive cardstock. You prioritize principle over survival. An interesting choice in a world that rarely rewards it. Your name is now associated with something I value. Do not spend these funds yet. Do not speak of this to anyone. You have passed preliminary evaluation. Wait for further contact. Lena's hands trembled as reality crashed down. This wasn't gratitude. It was recruitment. She'd been tested, cataloged, and claimed by a man whose world operated in shadows she couldn't comprehend. For 3 weeks, paranoia became her constant companion. She varied her routes home, checked over her shoulder obsessively, and locked that money away like radioactive material. She threw herself into her studies, trying to convince herself it was over, that he'd forgotten the waitress who returned his wallet. Then he appeared in the university library at midnight. Kim Hyeon-woo stood near the medical text section, perfectly still, dressed in an expensive wool coat that made him look like a dangerous scholar. His presence was gravitational, impossible to ignore. When their eyes met, he gestured toward the rare documents area, a curtained alcove where no one would interrupt. I needed to confirm something, he said without preamble. You told no one. You haven't touched the money. Good. That night, the wallet contained operational intelligence and significant cash. Leaving it was calculated. A field test. You are the only person who passed with integrity instead of greed. He slid an encrypted phone across the table between them. Your dream is medical school. I will fund everything. Tuition, books, living expenses, all of it. You graduate as a doctor with zero debt. But there is a price, Miss Carter. I need someone who exists outside my organizational structure. Someone clean. Someone I can trust. What's the cost? Her voice came out stronger than she felt. His eyes narrowed, and she saw approval flash across his face. Smart question. The cost is loyalty and absolute silence. You will become my medical resource. Certain associates of mine cannot risk hospitals or official records. You will treat injuries, stabilize emergencies, and never speak about what you see or who you treat. Ever. Your professionalism must be flawless. Your curiosity must be non-existent. He leaned forward, filling her vision. Refuse, and you remain here, struggling but safe. Accept, and you walk into your future fully funded. But you belong to me. And if you ever betray this confidence, your future and your safety will be permanently erased. Choose now. Lena looked at the phone. Cold. Heavy. Final. She thought about the exhaustion, the impossible debt, the years of struggle stretching ahead. She thought about healing people, about having the skills and resources to actually save lives. She reached out and took the phone. I accept, Mr. Kim. A ghost of a smile touched his lips. The funds are already secured. Enroll. Give notice at the diner. And call me Hyeon-woo, Lena. We're partners now. The intimacy of her first name on his lips sent electricity down her spine. This wasn't employment. It was ownership dressed as opportunity. Lena quit Ray's diner the next morning. Her manager looked suspicious when she mentioned a scholarship, but she deflected with polite finality. She paid her tuition in full, bought quality textbooks, and moved into a clean apartment near campus. Her life had been reset overnight, her dreams accelerated by a patron she both feared and was indebted to. Months passed in a blur of lectures and study sessions. The encrypted phone sat on her nightstand, silent but ominous, a constant reminder of her contract. She almost convinced herself it had been an elaborate act of dark philanthropy with no strings attached. She worked out compulsively, trying to burn off the anxiety humming beneath her skin. Then at 3:47 in the morning during finals week, the phone rang. Lena, the car arrives in 8 minutes. Put on scrubs. Bring nothing. No questions for the driver. The patient is critical. Do not fail me. Hyeon-woo's voice was different. Tight. Urgent. Desperate. This wasn't the smooth commander. This was a man in crisis. Where am I going? Secure location outside the city. The driver has the address. Focus, Lena. Someone's life depends on your skill and your silence. 8 minutes later, she slid into the back of the black SUV, scrubs on, fear and adrenaline coursing through her veins. The drive was long, winding through dark country roads to a fortified estate that screamed wealth and secrecy. She was led through marble corridors to a fully equipped medical suite, hidden inside this luxury compound. Hyeon-woo stood over a gurney, no longer in his elegant suits but in dark tactical clothing. On the gurney lay an elderly Korean man, unconscious, his chest soaked with blood. He was attacked. Blade wound near the sternum. Didn't puncture the heart, but it's close. Too much blood loss. I cannot risk going to the hospital. He's my advisor, my mentor, the man who taught me everything. His voice cracked slightly with emotion. Lena's training kicked in immediately. Fear evaporated. She became pure focus. Pulse check. Pupil response. I need sterile water, sutures, chest drain kit standby, for fluids now. Where's the light source? Hyeon-woo, visibly relieved, pointed to surgical lamps. All equipment is here. Tell me what to do. I will assist. For 2 hours she worked. Hyeon-woo stood beside her, following her clipped commands without question. The powerful enforcer reduced to her assistant. She explored the wound, cleaned and debrided tissue, checked for arterial damage, and closed the laceration with precise layered suturing. He's stable, she finally announced, exhausted. The bleeding is contained, but he needs continuous 4 antibiotics and monitoring for 48 hours. He cannot be moved. Hyeon-woo exhaled slowly, closing his eyes briefly. Relief and something deeper, something almost vulnerable, crossed his features. He looked at her with raw gratitude. You are extraordinary, Lena. You didn't hesitate. You were flawless. You saved him. He stepped closer, his hand gripping her forearm gently but firmly. I misjudged only the extent of your talent. Thank you. The driver will take you to a guest suite upstairs. You will check on him every 4 hours. Your schoolwork will be handled. Do not leave the premises. He released her arm, but held her gaze. That man shaped who I am. You have done more than fulfill our contract. You have cemented it. You have placed me in your debt. And I always repay my debts. Over the following days, Lena learned she'd been moved without consent. Her apartment lease terminated. Her belongings relocated to a high-security condo near campus. Hyeon-woo had reorganized her entire life. You can't just move me without asking, she snapped. I can and I did. Your involvement with my advisor's injury makes you a target. Your life is no longer solely your own. It's connected to my operation. This is not a prison. It's protection. This is the price of my peace of mind and the cost of your continued survival. His control was absolute but pragmatic. He'd guaranteed her safety and her success, completely bypassing her autonomy. She was trapped in a gilded cage that ensured her dreams. During her monitoring shifts at the estate, Hyeon-woo was always nearby. Their professional arrangement was evolving into something dangerously personal. One evening, he brought her green tea while she changed dressings. "You push yourself too hard. You need this." The kindness undid her. "Why me, Hyeon-woo? You could have hired elite black market doctors. Why a student from a diner? The best doctors can be bought with money. But I am not interested in loyalty purchased with cash. You were terrified, yet you delivered under extreme pressure. Integrity under duress. That is what I bought." He stepped closer. "When you are under duress, you focus completely. That absolute concentration, that courage, that competence, it is a form of power, Lena. And power wielded flawlessly is always beautiful." He traced her jaw with his thumb, feather-light but claiming. "You saved the most important life in my world. You are a debt I am eager to repay. In full." He closed the distance and kissed her. Possessive, consuming, demanding. It was a transfer of power, a confirmation of ownership. But beneath the control burned white-hot desire that ignited something in her she couldn't suppress. When he pulled back, his eyes were dark with intensity. "Consider the first installment paid. Now check his vitals. Your duty calls." 2 weeks later, the phone rang again. Sharp, grating, emergency tone. "I need you, Lena. It's a crisis." An associate was careless. "It's an active location, a warehouse district. It will be volatile." He paused. "This is beyond our original agreement. This is too dangerous even for you. I will send my own men to stabilize him. You will stay where you are. The building is locked down." He was offering her an out, prioritizing her safety over his needs. But Lena had changed. Her power lay not in fleeing his shadow, but in standing within it, indispensable. "No, I'm coming. Your men won't manage a trauma scene like I will. You need me there to stabilize. You bought my skill, Hyeon-woo. My skill is what you need right now." Silence stretched. Then, reluctant admiration in his voice. "The driver will be there in 5 minutes. But you stay within arm's reach. Always." The warehouse district was chaos contained. Rain-slicked concrete, metallic scent of blood and rust, shadows stretching under floodlights. Hyeon-woo's men formed a lethal perimeter around a dimly lit interior where a high-ranking associate lay bleeding from a skirmish wound. "Back!" Lena's voice cut through the noise like a blade. She pushed men aside, creating space around the patient. "This is not a house call. This is a crisis. And I am the only one in control here." She tore open her trauma kit. Hyeon-woo immediately became her assistant without being asked, his face a mask of focus. She assessed under harsh utility lamps, fingers moving with surgical precision. The wound was deep, jagged. He was going into shock. She established in 4-line, ordered fluid replacement from the startled men nearby, and dedicated herself to stopping the bleed. Every suture, every command proved her worth. The hardened veterans of Hyeon-woo's operation obeyed her instantly. She was the only thing between their associate and death. Her authority in that moment was supreme. "He's stable," she finally stated, voice hoarse but firm. "But he needs a proper surgical table now. This temporary fix won't hold long. Get him moving." Carefully, Hyeon-woo stood, his eyes locked on her. He reached out and wiped blood from her cheek with his thumb. The intimacy in that cold, dangerous place was devastating. "You are my strength, Lena. You are my foundation. You are my most valuable asset. My debt is complete. And now my claim is absolute." He kissed her then and there. Not a question. A declaration of possession, a promise of protection, a testament to their fierce, unconventional bond. The taste of power, dark coffee, and raw, undisputed desire. The kiss of a man who had found the one thing he couldn't control, and therefore the one thing he needed to claim forever. The next morning, after safely overseeing the associate's transport to a private clinic, Lena returned to the estate. She found Hyeon-woo waiting on the rooftop garden, the city sprawling beneath them. He wore a perfectly tailored dark suit, his face calm but his eyes holding profound intensity. On a small table rested a single black lacquer box. "You have fulfilled your contract, Lena, and now I fulfill mine. This is not a reward. Rewards can be refused. This is a covenant, an investment. Open it." Inside lay a heavy gold band, simply crafted but unmistakably valuable. Engraved inside were Korean characters: alliance and silence. I know what you value. It is not money. It is purpose and autonomy. I will not ask you to change your path. You will finish medical school. You will practice medicine. That is your integrity, and it is what I value most. He leaned forward. But you will do so as my wife, my partner, my equal. This is the only way I can guarantee your complete security and keep you with me. This ring represents our alliance, the binding of our two worlds. Hyeon-woo, she finally spoke, voice thick with emotion. This is not a proposal. This is a command. It is a fact, he corrected, firm but not harsh. I command security. I command loyalty. But I cannot command your mind or your passion. You are my equal in the darkness, and you deserve recognition, not just a contract. You will have control of our internal medical operations. Your word will be final on the health of my organization. You will be my light in the darkness, the truth I trust above all others. She picked up the ring, tracing the engraving. She had started as a poor waitress, tested for honesty, and had become the indispensable partner of a Mafia enforcer. The love she felt for him was tangled with his terrifying power, his fierce protection, and the profound respect he showed her skill. She slid the ring onto her finger. Perfect fit. Heavy. Cold. Permanent. The alliance is accepted, Hyeon-woo. Under two conditions that must be honored completely. He raised an eyebrow, a slight smile touching his lips. Speak to them, my partner. 1. I choose my patients based on clinical necessity, not their rank in your organization. If someone needs help and I can give it, I will. No questions. No political interference. Agreed, he conceded immediately. 2. I dictate the terms of their medical recovery and rehabilitation. No associate leaves my care or disobeys my medical instruction, no matter their status. He laughed, a rare, deep sound holding pure satisfaction. I would expect nothing less, Dr. Carter. Your control is absolute in your domain. My debt is paid. My life is yours. He reached across the table, his hand enveloping hers, the new gold ring cold against her skin. The black waitress found her true calling, and the Korean enforcer found his anchor, binding their lives together in an unconventional, secure, and fiercely devoted alliance built in the shadows where integrity met danger and love conquered fear.